Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and we head into the international break in good stride. A 4-2 win at Dens Park, the 7th of November. A day for great results, isn't it? The Barcelona back in 2012, Lazio back in 2019, and Dens Park in 2021. A really historic day in the history of Celtic Football Club. But no, it's massive. Let's be serious for a moment. Absolutely massive today that Celtic made sure they walked out with the 3 points, recovering from last week's drop points against Livingston, and to build on that fantastic result we got on Thursday. It was huge that Celtic went to Dens Park and got something today. And we did, we got that. It was a game that we should never really struggle in. It's a game that you should be taking 3 points, and it's embarrassing if you don't. But we've done it with authority today, we've done it with scoring goals. The little bit to be desired defensively, we'll come on to that. But overall, I'm chuffed. I'm glad that we're heading into the international break on the back of another positive result, just like we did against Aberdeen in the last one. And things are just great at the moment. It just gets better and better and better to watch this side. And for as much as results, of course, are the main part of the industry, results mean the most. Doesn't matter if you do it with a 1-0, a 4-0, whatever. At this moment in time, there's an argument to be had that Ange Postecoglou's Celtic has been the funnest Celtic to watch in a long, long time, and I'm including Brendan Rodgers' Celtic in that. I'm not getting sick of watching this team. I'm just getting more and more impressed every single time I watch them take the field. We build every week, we look better every week. We've no shortage of entertainment. The front three they just mesmerise me every single time I watch them play. And I think the two to highlight most importantly are, of course, Jota and Kyogo. They're just absolutely sensational, and we'll talk about that a lot in this 3 Things We've Learned video. But if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. The next 2 weeks of the channel is going to be huge. Because it's the international break, it's a really sort of weird time for the channel. You never really know what content to ship out. I'm going to try something a little bit different over the next 2 weeks and take the channel to a sort of throwback period. You'll see on Tuesday, maybe. But like and subscribe. It is massive at times like this, so please do that if you haven't already. So let's go back to the start of the game and do this the way we normally do it. Go through start to finish, and then look at the 3 things that I think we learned. The team selection was pretty much exactly what I expected today. The exact same team that fielded against Ferencváros on Thursday. There was no need to make any changes. I don't think there was many changes we could have made either. And as we said, I think after the Livingston game, I think that Ange Postecoglou's learned his lesson, and us as fans have learned a lesson. This wasn't a problem with just Ange. I think we were all a bit naive to it, or well, a lot of us were anyway. If you weren't, then fair play. But we always made this point of, we're playing Dundee, we're playing Livingston. Let's give Giakoumakis a start. Let's change it up. Let's give somebody a rest. I think that we found that out last week, that this is a league now and a competition now where you can't afford really to rest players when you need them the most. You can't afford to just go out and go, Kyogo can wait till the next game because that's bigger. We had nothing to rest anybody for on this occasion, which made it a bit easier. We're in an international break now. But I think that we learned the last time we need to play our best players, because that's the results you get when you play your best players. That's the quality you get when you play your best players. We're no longer in a position where we were 10, 15, 20 points clear of the second best side. We're now in a position where we are in a challenge, we're in a battle, and a very, very tight battle. And that's why we need to play our best players every week. So Ange has seen that. I think we've all seen that, and we've seen that in the team selection today. Started off fantastically though, and you couldn't ask for a better start to the game. Tennis balls. I'm joking, but we couldn't ask for a better start to the game today. A goal early on. And that has been a real difference, I think, for Celtic in a lot of the games this season. The longer we go on without scoring, that's when we've been our weakest, and that goes without saying. That's obviously right. But when we have scored early, I think we've seen some of our real best performances, and especially going forward. And we got that goal very early on today. Jota, he's just magical, isn't he? And we work so well, and everything is flowing brilliantly at the moment. Everything is coming together so nicely. Everybody knows what they're doing, what part they have to play. And it's just magical watching those two, Kyogo and Kyogo and Jota up front. It's just really something special about them that I've not really felt since maybe Dembele and Sinclair, and maybe that was the last time I felt something like that. But it's just magical watching them play week in, week out. And then we continue that great start with a second goal. Kyogo Furuhashi adding to it, getting his 11th at that point of the season. There's not a better striker in Scotland right now. They're the two best players in the country right now. That easy. There's no conversation. I'm not hearing it. I'm not having anybody say different. Right now, on current form, those two are the best two players in the country at the moment. And do you know what? At third place, it could be Tony Ralston, because he was absolutely tremendous today, and we'll come on to that. But those two right now, this moment in time, are just tearing this league apart. They're a level beyond this league. Pay the money for Jota, get him permanently at Celtic Football Club, and we will make double the money that we will pay for him, because he's a player who's good enough to play in the English Premier League right now, never mind the Scottish Premiership. He is unbelievably good. And I hate this whole... So every week we have a good result, right? We play a Dundee, we get a good result against a St Mirren or whatever. We seem to have a lot of Rangers fans coming on and critiquing us. Like, it's only Dundee. It's the same opposition that Rangers are playing. And Rangers fans get carried away, and Rangers fans celebrate when they win. You can only beat what's ahead of you. You can only perform against what's ahead of you. You know, you can't go and ask for us to go and play Aston Villa for the week, or Tottenham Hotspur for the week. We can only play these teams. And these aren't teams, they're not just doing it against them. You see them on Thursday night against Ferencváros, the Hungarian champions, who were in the Champions League last year. You know what I mean? It's not just a one-off thing. Those two right now are the best players in this country. And there's no question about it. We conceded, obviously, just shortly before the break. Disappointing goal to concede. And it kind of... We'll come on to talking about the second goal we conceded as well, because that's disappointing. I think we just kind of switch off at the back for a moment. But Dundee were really trying hard, and fair play to them. They came out from the blocks from 2-0 down and tried their best to get back into the game. And they take it at 2-1 at half-time. But just like it was... I can't remember what game it was off the top of my head, but there was a game we were in at half-time. I was like, we're going to win this today. I felt that today as well. There was no real concern for me. There was no overwhelming concern at half-time that we were going to struggle, that we were going to come out in the second half and be presented with too much of a challenge. Celtic were really showing in that opening 45 minutes the assertive and positive traits of what we've shown in all of our wins this season. So I was confident we'd do that in the second half, and then bang! Just like the first half, second half, we start off with two quick goals. Once again, Jota, Kyogo Atta, a double for the two of them today. I was hoping one of them would have got a hat-trick, but as I've said, and I'll repeat myself, the two best players in the country at this moment in time. I don't need to say any louder. I mean what I say. Now, people were coming on and going to the podcast, oh, best front three in Europe, you can't even score against Livy. It's a laugh, right? Of course I'm not the best front three in Europe. Have a joke, sit down, have a word with yourself, calm it. But I will be serious in saying those two are the best two players in Scotland at this moment in time. And the stats will prove it, the performances will prove it, the quality of those two players alone will prove it. They are the best at this moment in time. So we get those two early goals, fantastic. Once again, real control of the game, a real assertive holding the game, and... yeah, we concede again, which is annoying. And that one was a poor one to concede. Joe Hart does need to take a bit of the blame for that. But look, goalkeepers have howlers. It happens. They've got to have at least one a season. And if he's going to have it, I'd rather he had it when we're 4-1 up than when we're 1-0 with somebody or 1-0 up or whatever. I'd rather it came at that point in time. So, you know what? It is something that is annoying. Yes, of course it's annoying. But it's decent, as Joe Hart would say. And we get the win. We roll on, baby. Ange Ball, beautiful stuff. It's a shame there's an international break, because I just want to keep watching this, but we come back with a massive game against St Johnstone, and we come back to a massive game against Leverkusen, which I'll be in Germany for, so I can't wait. Now, let's get on to the three things we've learned. Real positives today. Don't want to be over negative about many things. Let's start with the real positive before I go into maybe the more negative sort of one, which I wouldn't necessarily say is a negative, but it's something I do think we need to touch on. The first thing is Tony Ralston. He's a Scotland international. He should be a Scotland international. He's the best right back in the country at this moment in time. He is. How can anybody say otherwise? At this moment in time, I understand that Rangers fans have their allegiances to James Tavernier and their allegiances to Nathan Patterson, because they have shown over the past year or two that they're quality players. That's understandable, and they are great players. But in this moment in time, in this run of form, there is none better in the country than Tony Ralston right now. And I don't care what your past impressions are of him, because I hated him. Not hated him, Tony, sorry, I didn't mean that, lad. I was critical of him. I didn't think he was a quality player. I didn't think he was a Celtic player. I didn't think he was a St Johnstone player. Didn't think he was a Dundee United player. I thought he was maybe a Scottish Championship player at best. But the way that he has played from the first ball kicked this season to this game right now, he has shown he's the best right back on current form in this country. He should be in that Scotland team. Easily. It's criminal that he's not, actually. It is embarrassing that he's not. And the fact that O'Donnell has been picked ahead of him. I understand Patterson getting picked. I honestly do. Patterson should be in the Scotland squad. But right now, Ralston should be ahead of Patterson in that list. It's criminal he's been left out, and he's probably shown again to Steve Clark today he's a player he could be making great use out of in these couple of games. A massive game against Moldova, a big game against Denmark. Ralston would be a great service to him. But he's been left out, and Ralston gets better and better and better, and that new contract was so deserved. Fair play to him. He's one of the biggest turnarounds I've seen in Celtic's, in my years of supporting Celtic. I'm 21 years old now. I've been supporting Celtic properly for about 15 years, and it's one of the best turnarounds in a player I've ever seen this season. Ange Postecoglou, when he leaves Celtic Football Club, one of the things I think he'll be remembered for, if Ralston keeps this up, big if he keeps this up, will be the turnaround in Anthony Ralston, because he could be a great service to this club for the next 3 years. On that next 3-4 years on top of that contract. Massive job he's done with Tony Ralston, and I've been so much wanting to hold back on giving too much to Ralston and praising him too much in case he turns around and he throws it all in my face, which he definitely could, but you cannot deny that right now he deserves every bit of credit and every bit of praise he's getting, because he's worked so damn hard. So fair play to Tony Ralston. Second thing that I think we learned today, we miss Carl Starfelt. We do. I think that you would be naive to suggest that we don't. We do miss Carl Starfelt. Him and Cameron Carter-Vickers' relationship at the back, the partnership at the back, is the best partnership at this club at this moment in time. That isn't me taking a dig at Stephen Welsh. It's not me going out and attacking him. But I think you can notice the difference with Welsh being in the side and Starfelt being at the side. I think Starfelt brings a cooler head to that back line. Welsh is definitely still raw. Definitely got a bit to improve on. I think Starfelt is just twice the player he is. And I want Welsh to succeed, but there is a clear difference of quality between the two. And we do miss big Starfelt, because the 2 goals we conceded today, I think, were a bit... And the second one's more the goalkeeper's fault, but defensively I just feel like we needed that experienced head in there, and that's what Starfelt is. And so we are missing him a little bit, but hopefully he's back as soon as this international break is over. I'm not sure there's a set date yet, but I'd love to see him at Hampden against St George's. And the third thing we've learned, Kyogo and Jota are the best 2 players in this fucking country. There you go. Like and subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.